Feature Friday.
The freshest.
One of the reviews I've been looking forward to do the most. I've already heard this song. Waleska has already heard this song a couple of times actually in the live stream.
We haven't seen the music video.
We haven't seen the music video, and of course, given the fact that it's Arijit Singh and it's Pritam, they like to do a lot of what I call a full, round experience.
With a pop underlying feel to it all.
Exactly. We've obviously checked out Queseria and did a very comprehensive review on that. We will attempt to do the same here, and given the fact that we have heard the sound of this but never seen the video.
This has Jonita in as a female vocalist.
Truly
here,
does.
so.
I had a lot of things to say in the live stream. I want to keep them for this review, so let's give it a watch. Of course, if you haven't seen the actual sound, you haven't heard it, or you haven't seen the video, go watch and then come back to the review, and let's give it a watch. Sorry. My prediction was this in the live stream. I wanted to say that because I think I'm correct. Given just the auditory experience that we heard, my guess was this. This is going to be in the position or the time in the movie, the chapter in the movie, in which you're starting to see some growth of character. He's probably training. He's probably understanding his connection to his mystic side. He's trying to get a grasp on it and understanding his role as a hero. That's that 4x4 doom, and optimistic major chords. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, but I want to see this for that reason.
What a budget.
That's sick. I think I was right.
Yeah, the training predictions were correct.
My favorite bits of movies?
Oh yes, true. Like the character development montage.
Training. So I love to see martial arts movies.
Yes.
Or like Marvel movies, their origin stories.
Yes.
They're
where
the
you
best
get
bit.
to see the hero become the hero.
Dude, when Iron Man's building the suit, that's the best part of the whole Iron Man trilogy.
Yeah. I agree. I also think the emotionally speaking, as you hear the song, it also feels quite worshipful. Like there's like a spiritual development with the idea of your honing in your powers. So I think that's perhaps what the song composition is trying to align, because even though it's a 4x4 beat and the chords are quite optimistic,
We're popular on pop.
The actual singing phrases feel quite spiritual, feel quite worship-like. There's an offering, there is a surrendering in the singing phrases so far. I could be totally shooting my shot in the dark here.
Wouldn't it be more like as if the prayer is being answered?
No, it feels like I'm laying out my praise, like I'm handing my heart out.
He's being faithful. He's trusting the process.
Correct.
And
fully.
He's trusting the gods.
Correct.
I think you're right.
So that's like a sense of worship, like trusting the ethereal. So like there's an external power at play.
I agree.
That is not just the flames. The pretty flames. Look at those arms. That feels like a prayer.
Does that have a meaning? Anyone
That feels
know?
like a prayer.
Obviously, I know we have people from all over the world watching. I presume there's gonna be quite a few people from South Asia watching this. Does that maybe Deva is like a saying, because it doesn't obviously don't translate it, or maybe it's like.
So oh my God.
Yeah, so it's
oh
like
God,
in
oh God,
Korea they
know.
have this saying called "whiting," right? Which it
luck.
literally comes from the word fighting.
Yeah.
Or it's just like when they say hello as well. It's like "todo bem." You can actually say that in Korea and they understand what you're saying, which means everything all right, and that's from Portugal. That's Portuguese.
Yeah.
They also say it in Brazil, but it's Portuguese. Maybe like in Spanish it would be like "andale." Like the word "andale"
means go at it.
But it's more like it means it's more like motivation. It's like go for it. So words that are kind of, I don't know what you call them when you translate them.
Motivational.
No, they're words that don't really have a literal translation. They're more colloquial sayings.
Correct. Yes.
I did go to school, but I forgot everything. That's it.
I love that.
It makes it feel even better.
they really said budget, like they really said money in that sequence. Also, this section where it becomes so big and like the choir comes in, like the whole backing vocalist and the layer vocals, it makes you feel so euphoric, like it fills your chest up, and you feel
nearly made me cry.
You feel like, oh my god, we're coming to.
I don't cry, but you know that feeling where you go like.
Again,
hey, what is that feeling?
Again, I think it's
Emotions?
worshipful. I think that's worshipful. You know when you go to church and they're like, there's that one song that everybody sings, and there's like, oh, you feel like something else is at play. That's what I'm getting at here. This is great. Oh, wonderful.
Jonita! You know, I couldn't
have picked a better voice.
I couldn't think of a better woman.
I agree.
Female voice.
They couldn't have picked a better voice.
Because it's interesting for the representation of the character. Because she is obviously a very feminine woman. I mean, she is very sweet, flavorful,
very loving in her demeanor,
caring the other half, right?
Yes.
But she's also seems to be quite a strong character.
Correct.
Doesn't seem to be that like woman in distress.
Like the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
She's not the princess in the tower.
It seems more like
the go-getter.
No, it feels more like when the king goes to war, who holds the kingdom together?
Ah,
right?
Wow,
that's
strong.
what those historical movies do really well.
Wow.
Like Padmavat or Bajirao Mastani. There's an understanding in the community that when the king is out there putting it all in the line, what maintains the kingdom together is the queen, are the women. You know, that's why the whole thing is like, oh, it's not an equal. Well, motherfucker, they were at war. Like nothing was equal. You know what I mean? They were dying, and you stayed here and you maintained everything together. You kept the kingdom together. The people had something to believe on.
Yeah.
They had a queen to believe on. They had a queen to keep them motivated. And it's like that's what she gives me sort of vibes of. She could be the damsel in distress.
I don't think. Well, again, we haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
I
what the plot of the
presume
movie is,
the fucking bad guy's gonna abduct her.
Yeah,
some point, that's gonna happen. He's gonna have to sacrifice a part of it. A Hercules story.
That's
think
exactly
so.
what I'm feeling.
Well, they're
too.
also archetypal stories.
Correct.
You know, they go far beyond just what's a good script. They fucking deep ingrained in our human nature. But she gives me that feeling of she also cares for the king. She cares for the hero, but she's actually a
heroine herself.
Yes,
correct.
Those are the best characters. I don't want someone who's always
helpless and just waiting to be saved.
You get annoyed at that at some point. It's like, why you keep putting me in these life-threatening situations? Motherfucker. Anyways,
wow.
Our path, these paths. You're the wind, I'm the fire.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Bro, you look cold. What the hell?
He's supernatural, bro. He has fire inside.
Yeah,
him.
what about her? What about her? She has on her back
shot.
a freaking plaid shirt.
Let me.
By the way, let's just move on from plaid. Stay away from it, people. Fashion choices, we moved on. If it's not Burberry, we don't wear it.
let me try and focus on the music here.
No.
Go back. Because there's the first change of what I thought was going to come earlier. I guess because the climax is coming, but the sort of the utilization of drums. You know that you get that sort of big drum breakdown section that every drummer loves.
Yes,
to do.
Every pop track should have.
You know, but maintains the 4x4 sort of time signature, the 4 on the floor, with the kick drum, the heartbeat of the song. But then he adds so many more colors to the time signature.
Different dynamics.
Yep. Still 4 on the floor.
Oh, cool!
Okay, so that was good. That was probably Pritam's what would you call it?
Idea?
Like uniqueness, I guess, because he's obviously big on pop.
Yes.
He's had some of the biggest tracks, and you can't really do that in any industry unless you do pop at some point in your life. You could have some of those life-changing ballads.
Yes,
you know?
correct.
But go left, so you start noticing the sort of the attention to detail in his ideas, and sometimes in this composition, so you go 4 on the floor, you go colors with the drums, and you'll neglect the hi-hat. But so you'd feel like what's carrying the heartbeat is the 4 on the floor, but what's actually carrying the heartbeat or adding more intensity because you're leading to the climax. This is the last chorus coming up. It's actually the hi-hat. So listen to the. I think it's probably triplets. I'm not sure. Play it again.
I see.
So easy to miss.
And it also feels like the igniting of fire.
Go left again.
Oh, very nice.
What?
Oh, that's so cool.
That's the best shot, without a doubt.
This part 1 is where it's like a saga.
That's exactly the same thing you said when we checked out the trailer.
Did you? Okay.
That is actually, I think, identical, word by word.
I love a good saga. That's like I'm a sucker for a saga. This is great.
I don't know how we're gonna do like a full movie review of this because this will be one of the first ones that we do for our new channel for all of South Asian cinema. But if anything, we'll obviously have a comprehensive review out with snippets and bobs of moments in the movie. It's just because I think it's just a cinema movie. It's not like a streamable movie.
Yeah, I don't think
so I can't even show you bits and bobs before we get killed. So I don't know how we'll do that, but if you have any ideas, happy days. But yeah, apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the review. It's fucking fantastic composition.
It's beautiful.
We're not the biggest fans of pop, and I think pop has a time and a place. However, I think a time and a place that it gets neglected in the West, it's movies.
Correct.
Why don't you have pop tracks but intertwined and introduced in the movie? Don't just put him at the fucking credits. Like at some point, Ranbir Kapoor is saying the words, the Deva Deva. That's like, wow, that feels like that's together, because it genuinely is, but that's just the way Indian cinema works.
But I also think that's the reason why it feels so worshipful, because it actually aligns with the inner work, like the inner journey from the character. And I think that's what I admire so much about this movie-like compositions in the Indian movie industry, because they align the story growth with the musical compositions too. Even if the songs are made for the marketability and streamability aspect of it, they don't lose the intertwined connection between the story, the characters, and the development of the movie itself.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
it's an experience, and I think even if you are not, you've never been a fan of this, of the movie industry overall, these are the type of movies that you should go watch.
I think also, given, I think it's quite a special movie because it seems to be at the advancement in the right direction for CGI and special effects in Indian cinema.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think we're at a weird point in technology where, like, I'm a bit annoyed at using too much CGI at movies where it doesn't even make sense.
Okay.
Obviously here it makes sense because how the fuck can you do fire? But I think also this is a right direction for Indian cinema to sort of, they learn, they're gonna make mistakes here in this movie probably, because it's the first time I think where they're using such high, it's gonna be one of the movies of the year in which, like, technology, you'll be able to look back at it and stuff like that. So there's gonna be things that they're gonna be like, oh, maybe now 2 years down the road with the other movie we can do better. So I think this will be one of those sagas in which you really see the evolution of special effects in cinema in general, but obviously more specifically in Indian cinema, which I think have relied more in the movies that we've seen, have relied much more in the traditional cinema values, acting, script writing, score writing, also scenery, rather than just CGI.
Natural and on set.
Exactly.
Because it's, I think that's also one of the fascinating things about the movie industry overall. Is how many other industries become aligned to make something happen. The set building, I feel like that has been neglected since the development of, like, green screens
in the West. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like, what's the point of set design when you can just build it online? Like,
yeah,
you can build it in a computer.
I know for a fact that scene that was cold as fuck.
Yeah.
That was real. That's a genuine place.
Yeah.
And if that would have been done here in the, like, have a look at the makings of Avengers Endgame. It's fucking sad. I don't even know how they act that well. It's incredible. Like, what they make from that, and the CGI is the best in the world. I still think that some of the best CGI that's ever existed is from Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I agree.
Like like Doctor Strange is pretty cool and weird, but it's like when is too much too much. When is too much LSD, too much LSD. Like, and also the Waititi, the guy Waikatiti, the Thor guy.
Oh, the Love and Thunder guy.
It's like that CGI looks so dodgy at some points. I didn't know what the fuck we were watching. You know?
I love the goats. I think that was the best part.
I'm no expert in CGI, but I can tell when my eyes go.
What?
We're back in 2003. You know what I mean? And I still
it wasn't that bad. It's so exaggerated. It wasn't that bad.
Some of them look so weird.
But it wasn't bad. I actually quite enjoyed the whole CGI aspect. Script writing was questionable.
I thought shit. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about it. Look, I chop half of my head. That's good cinema there. Look, good videography. Goodbye.